However, as he was also anticipating the war, this had no bearing on him. Then Dex abruptly stopped moving. There was a problem. This guy still had a lot of anger toward Troy because he truly irritated him. Then he declared to Elle and Satan that he already knew what to do. He made the decision to kill Duke Vian while grinning. When he heard this, Elle was somewhat pleased, but Satan was not. Now he was upset with his master's decision to assassinate a Duke who was more than capable of ruling the realm. Elle, in the meantime, was pleased that his master would at last take positive action. In this manner, Dex could also honor his pledge to Count Rocket. Elle was also informed by Dex that he would not carry out her wishes. It broke this angel's heart, but if he tells him about this plan, he cannot be killed. Then she began to complain about this notion.
How's your
She
day
won't
today,
permit
Jermaine?
RMC to
Oh,
enforce
alright.
moral dissent either. Elle began to chastise
Pretty
RMC
good.
for his behavior,
Huh?
and Dex did everything in his power
That's
to
good.
get his familiar to
Good.
take his circumstances into account. Satan was left to
What'd
watch
you
and
say?
stare from
Well,
the
how was your day
However,
today?
he had a brilliant thought. This kind
It's
of
been
power
pretty
was
good so
given
far.
by our bad boy
Just been at home all day.
Then he gave his master
Trying to
a
reach the
call.
next
Satan
freaking
assured
rank,
his
bro.
master that he was still capable of
What am I doing?
Honestly.
in the world of humans. Satan disclosed that he was able to give divine opposition. This is not what Dex was expecting. Then, as Satan began to form the Aconite tract, our MC was accompanied by a magic circle. After that, the system informed Dex that the agreement had been fulfilled. For some plausibility, he can now borrow powers from the
You
demon
get
realm.
grounded in virtual reality, you get grounded in real life.
Huh?
Upon
He said if you get grounded in virtual reality, you get grounded in real life.
You die again, you die in your life.
verifying the Aconite tract, Dex experienced an influx of energy emanating from him. He can now choose from a list of characters for his divine decisional skill. Dex found all of these guys to be fascinating, because these demons' power was directed toward destroying something different from that of the ones from the heavens. Satan discovered that his master was quite pleased with his newfound ability. Then Dex questioned Satan, asking him why he had not mentioned that he could also give Dex this skill. Satan argues that his master never inquired, and he believed that Dex merely desired the power of heaven. However, it was once more proven that Dex wasn't actually concerned with these things. He began selecting items from the list as though he were going shopping. He selected the individual who resembled the god of death. Satan questioned why Dex would pick this particular demon out of all of them. Then Dex informed him that he had previously seen this man's face in a library history book. Elle then made an attempt to verify the choice made by his master, and he was pretty surprised. Lynn Armstrong was referred to as Death's Legion by this man. This one was thought to be the most malevolent dark mage that has ever lived. He was the pinnacle of necromancy and, on his own
Well,
Are you still on the grind, Jacob?
Fortunately,
Yeah.
one of them was able to deflect the attack thanks to their Holy Shield skill. The fact that the rumors regarding Duke Virgin's guards were accurate impressed Deck. They were all quite strong. He also noticed that someone was hurrying in his direction with paladin-like abilities. This man activated his talent for divine power. This was known as the Judgment Blade, which is why his sword began to shine. Dex was not even alarmed. He was aware that their qualities actually ran counter to one another. Our MC employed the Spirit Spear skill. A massive demon was called forth, and it sliced straight through its adversary. This man discovered several demons when he was attacked. It was already too late when he began yelling that Dex was a necromancer. His companion began to tremble with fear as well. He finds it hard to comprehend that the Maroon Kingdom has arrived. This one tried to flee by going down. It was too late for him to alert everyone to the danger of the land. Knowing that necromancers are most vulnerable just before summoning the undead, Dex made sure this one didn't get away. However, Dex wouldn't want to take a chance against every guard without a proper armor. These two guards had fallen in an instant. Dex grinned, realizing that he had acquired everything he required. These two began to float in the air as RMC used his ability to raise the dead. The guards were then struck by a menacing dark aura, and in due course they were transformed into an intermediate rank Death Knight and a low rank Ghoul Warrior. Dex has now devoted this execution to Choi Jeju, the young master of the Kindred group. There are also necromancers in the world of Arcadia. Because they infused their mana into a corpse, they were the ones able to call forth an army of the dead. It was also known that a lone necromancer was capable of generating its own force. He was able to build an army far larger than that of any kingdom. In large-scale or siege warfare, these demons are also the most sought after, and with his own army of the dead, our MC was currently wreaking havoc inside Duke Burton's mansion. With the execution of his battle plan, Dex was quite happy. The other guards also began to move. They had no idea that an army of the dead would attack them from within. The Holy Knights they were calling for reinforcements from had also turned into undead, but they were still asking. This person was aware that there was nothing left
For too long, my family has waited on medical appointments. But now that one medical's 24/7 virtual
to be done to thwart the attack. Dex informed them that it appeared as though they were abandoned, but our MC gave them one piece of comfort. He'll see to it that their skeletons are properly utilized. They were stopped in their tracks by the dead's tremendous power. In a short time, the dead were replaced by new recruits in Dex's army. Our MC congratulated these recently converted people while grinning. Additionally, he assigned them the most unique task. He desired for these ones to track down Duke Burton, the man who left them behind. These guys quickly knelt down and said they would do as Dex asked. There were even people with tears in their eyes. They were appreciative of the chance. The zombie soldiers then continued on their way. Now that he was fighting well, Dex was hoping that Duke Burton wouldn't find him too soon for his army to find him. Now that Dex has taken control of the entire mansion, the noise outside finally caused the elderly man to awaken after a short battle. He inquired of his guards as to the cause of the commotion. This individual unlocked the door and told the Duke to leave right away. Alin had materialized inside the mansion, and the guard was already sobbing with terror. This old man's body erupted with terror the moment he heard the word Lin. It was already too late when the Duke told the guard that they should all go defend him. At last, Dex discovered the Duke's hiding place. Then, dark orbs made their way into Duke Burton's room. Then the dark orbs became these undead warriors, and this old man realized what was truly going on. When the guards tried to run away, they were apprehended. They could never prevail over these undead. Duke Burton began to retreat as soon as he noticed these creatures within his mansion. The room filled with more and more undead soldiers. Duke Burton was able to identify one of these undead fighters' swords. This is the identical sword that Lenry wielded. Then he realized that every monster facing him was one of his former guards. The fact that a necromancer had materialized in the Maroon Kingdom now frightened this guy. Then Dex entered and gave the Duke another greeting. This old man began talking his way out of this mess after recognizing Dex's voice. He informed Dex to take this action in order to meet him. He stated to our hero that anything would be acceptable as long as he was kept alive. The only thing that Satan rolled bottom as far was his desire for Duke Burton's death. Choi Jeju's haughty demeanor toward our hero could now endanger the Duke's life. The elderly man asked Dex why he was acting in this way, sobbing in terror. Then, Dex advised the Duke to exercise greater caution when forging alliances with people. The war and him becoming king didn't really concern our hero. He continued. extremely disappointed because, although he believed the Duke to be wise enough, he was mistaken. To finish his mission, the Duke had to rely on the Merchantry Association. Then he gave his soldiers the order to complete this. The personal guards who had been tasked with protecting the elderly man were now moving in his direction, and our hero had interrupted the entire game once more in an instant. The old man's plans came to an abrupt end at this point. Additionally, 321 linked quests have been eliminated. The title of Noble Murder was added to our hero. Dex gained 53,000 plausibility points with this attempt. Dex was happy to see the large reward because it went much beyond the slime incident's rate, and these two familiars suddenly materialized since their master gave more plausibility points. The fact that our MC's familiar senses were so accurate about these things kind of irritated him. Dex asked Satan if he could use his power indefinitely. Satan promised that there was no time limit on this one and that he could use the necromancer's power for as long as he was credible. With his demon face equipped, this demon was now worried about what his master was going to do next. Duke Burton was transformed into one of our MC's undead when he once more employed his skill. He assured everyone that he would make sure everything was done correctly even if he made a mess. Dex intended to obliterate more locations with his power, and he was talking about Shorty-Jeju right now. The hope of this place, the young master of the GM group, was having some difficulty falling asleep in the Holy Empire. He hoped that no worshippers of their god would get lost this evening. Come in with the name of this guy. Then something caught his ear. Someone was speaking to him. It originated.
That should be Luke. It's our job to make sure you stay on top of what's under. Your personalized service members.
And this white-haired woman. This person was named Sylvia, and she belonged to the Holy Empire's list of saints. She went to see the Pope after having a dream in which she experienced the revelation. She was shown that there was a massive dark movement occurring in Arcadia. The Pope's expression changed instantly as she sensed RMC's presence. She then inquired of the saintess whether she knew anything about the location of this darkness. The tiniest detail would be of great assistance to them. Then Sylvia remembered hearing someone die while wearing Duke Burton's name. Pope knew this man's identity. The real force behind the Maroon Kingdom was Duke Burton. The saintess wept more because she saw in her dreams the pathetic condition in which the guards were dying. The Pope then comforted her, explaining that their gods were warning them in this way. Shortly after, a woman with red hair approached the Pope and the saintess knelt down in front of them. Among the holy knights, this one was Udiel, who holds the highest rank. The saintess had a revelation, and the Pope personally asked for his help. He desired that this holy knight look into Duke Burton's true circumstances. He ought to search for the hint of darkness that surfaced in our city. There has been a lot of confusion in Duke Burton's territory since his death. Its military might have diminished power production capacity by 85%. Fear gripped every resident in the vicinity of the mansion, and they all fled the area. And one adventurer was the reason behind all of these events. Dex cast one last spell to complete his work. The official flag of the Burnham Dukedom was destroyed by these black flames. Thus, the system informed Dex of his accomplishments. Duke Burnham's domain had been subjugated by him alone. He was also given the new title Violent Necromancer. Our hero received 14,000 plausibility in addition to all of these, and he was currently relaxing at the top of the mansion. He considered this to be a truly amazing sight. Now, Dex believed the Necromancer class was too strong. He wished he had made use of this ability sooner, and he began to move toward these soldiers, these skeletons beneath him. Our hero came to understand the one drawback to possessing this power. Eventually, he would grow wary of seeing them every day. Ultimately, League Argener's power proved to be very helpful as it enabled him to finish with approximately 60,000 plausibility. However, something disturbed Dex. He was aware that if this continued, it would not be beneficial to him. Our hero continued to worry that he was abusing his position of authority. He trades his plausibility points for this power, which is why he can only use it to this extent. He may eventually need to use more points, otherwise, the amount he was earning from quests might not be sufficient. Then, Dex inquired of 10 how many points he had already used. Taking out a calculator, the Demon King began to add up the power that Dex used to field. He stood at the mansion and called forth all. This familiar gave his master a total wink when he informed him that he would need 2,284 points. Dex heard Tam refer to his master as a weakling as well. The amount was simply too much, so our hero also requested access to some of it. Satan was taken aback by this since he hadn't anticipated that someone would try to negotiate with him. Tam attempted to persuade his master that, given the quantity of power he used, this was actually a reasonable rate. However, informed him that he ought to be considered a VIP at the very least, and that he would like some savings or coupons. After Dex treated him like a Satan was already turned. However, the hero then was to subdue Satan. stop doing business with the Demon King and monopolize his ability points if he did not give them. They split up. Satan told Dex that he would invest 40,000 coins to Still, our hero refused to back down and insisted on receiving just $35,000. After that, these two were haggling with one another. Stan was obviously at a disadvantage, though. All I could do was observe the depressing negotiations taking place. Satan offered to pay just $36,500 to seal the deal, and our hero cheerfully accepted. They shook hands, but this one was incredibly inexpensive. After calculating every point required, the system subtracted 36,500 points. Additionally, Dex achieved his
Alright.
independence. He was the one who defeated the Demon King first. He title as well. Additionally, he improved his negotiating abilities by 7 levels with this title. Our hero finds it unbelievable that this skill would increase this much just by ripping off the Demon King. Satan was irritated at the moment because he finds it hard to believe that he experienced such a thing. Hell explained to him the concept of karma. Dex came to the conclusion that they were done with this location after that. In a single night, this adventure turned an entire territory into a disaster. After that, our hero gave Dex
Oh. It did like 150 to my head. Such BS, bro. Shotgun was so fucking bad, bro. Hello. Hear me?
I'll be back.
Alright.
I'm back.
Made the decision to
Yo.
deny first because he knew he wouldn't want to be
He's
involved in
in.
this. Then the legions of undead confronted the Holy Knight army under the command of the most senior knight. Lugudiel cleared this area right away using his Holy Light ability.
Okay.
His power was greater than that of the undead. The army of undead was nearly destroyed in a matter of seconds. Then he knelt to honor his fallen Holy Knight, who had become undead. Lugudiel believed that if he had simply arrived here much sooner, none of this would have occurred. He also warned the other trolls that there were many ranking undead in this area and that they would suffer severe consequences if they tried to enter the mansion. He gave the guards instructions to report this to the Pope right away. Lugudiel wished to notify the Holy Empire of the reappearance of this furniture with historical significance. Now that we were back in the real world, the professor began his lecture from Arcadia. He is going to make a check that will alter these students' lives. Professor Kang Paul Jun talked about how the technology behind virtual reality is primarily related to the human brain. At that point, these began communicating with one another and using simultaneous interpretations. He disclosed that these changes in communication might differ according to an link to virtual reality. That simply meant that technology will always deals with that pattern. Ian showed interest in this subject. It is now possible to measure the speed at which the brain and the device receive and send signals. The lecturer informed them that the term synchronization rate is currently in use. This professor is on the stage, and the students were all very interested. The instructor then inquired as to whether anyone would be interested in having a synchro rate measured. Someone offered assistance by raising his attractive, other students were in awe of his bravery. Meanwhile, our MC noticed that Jun was reacting differently. He discovered
The Sonic garlic butter bacon. If you're wondering why, let it.
that Kang Su attended the same class as Yi Jun. This guy decided to break up the Then this guy went up front and explained the process to the professor. It was obvious to Yi that something was happening at the moment. Kang made an effort to irritate him. After pulling Jun, Kang led Su to the castle with the help of his assistant. They explained to everyone the
Ready?
purpose of this apparatus.
Oh, watch. I'll be back, Jacob. Sorry.
Alright. It's a glitch. Might have just screwed me, bro. Bro, 99%, Jermaine. 99.
I'm back.
The capsule
Yo,
turned bright blue.
Jermaine, I'm at
Eagerly
99%
prayed
elite,
that
bro.
Lesson,
Like,
taking
I'm
the
gonna be
shred in
champ.
half,
Just
would
gonna give me the
demonstrate his
1%, bro.
achieving a high score. Additionally,
Got
he will
secret.
use this to demonstrate to everyone that he was much superior to everyone
One
in
more
class.
game.
Since he
Could do
doesn't
it.
really like them, he wanted to
Box
make
like a
sure that
fish,
Eugene and
200.
his friend would
Jermaine, you should hop on
respect
Fortnite, bro.
Lesson. People with eyes that give off the impression that they are uncontrollably defeated by Kang Su. And for this one, our MC was going to be exceptional. While the capsule this guy was
I gave
already
you
taking
food. bro.
advantage of this opportunity to defeat Eugene. The average person would only receive about 10s, so the professor was quite taken aback. This rate was extremely high, the highest record, set by this guy nearly at 26%.
Bless you.
Began to
You're
express
good.
his gratitude to the professor for his flattery. Without wasting any more time, Professor Pajun asked the other students if they would like to participate in one. Since Kang Su identified a specific person, he recommended that this man take the exam as well. Yi-jun was the one who did it.
Did you eat all the
But
food?
our
You
MC
have
had a
food. Why are you
disappointing display.
crying?
Yi-jun apologized right away. Because of him, Kang Su was now pursuing Yi-jun. Yi-jun merely grinned and considered this to be a mildly entertaining game. Our boy had already entered the capsule and Professor Pajun's assistant was now in a panic, believing that the machine was already broken. However, the professor intervened. He was certain that this was not a mistake. The light eventually became less erratic, and the overall synchronization rate was astounding, 82.89%. Kang could never imagine that a college student would just beat the record, which stood at 26%. In the meantime, this guy was perplexed. He was vanquished by main character. All of the other students in Yi-jun's class were in awe. Then Yi-jun emerged from the capsule. He thought his score was interesting, and he smiled. After a while, the lesson came to an end. Now that Choi Yi had apologized to the media, our MC was holding his phone and reading the article.
Randy, oh my god. Why are you meowing? You have food. You have water. You don't always think that.